so that this can be shared with the folks who are not able to join us today. So for those of you on the call, if you'd like a copy of the recording, feel free to reach out after this, and we'll also see about posting this recording on our HDI website so that it can easily be accessed by the folks who were not able to make it today. So welcome to our 2024 HDI Certificate Programs Open House. Again, we do have such a small group that if you have questions, as Dr. Bauer and I are speaking, you're more than welcome to ask at any time or to put those questions in the chat. All right. So a couple of brief introductions for anyone who may not be familiar with us. My name is Dr. Rachel Womack. I'm the Training and Lynn Director at the University of Kentucky's Human Development Institute. My pronouns are she, her, and hers. I am a white woman in my 30s. I have long, straight brown hair. Today I'm wearing glasses and a black shirt. With a blue University of Kentucky Human Development Institute virtual background. And I am joined by Dr. Walt Bauer. And Dr. Bauer, I'll let you introduce yourself as well.
Thank you, Dr. Womack. My name is Walt Bauer, and I am the Pre-Service Training Coordinator at the University of Kentucky's Human Development Institute, and my pronouns are he, him, his. My brief visual description is I am a white male wearing glasses with hazel eyes and a blue and white collared shirt. My virtual background is a 3-story brick academic building that has offices for the Human Development Institute on the University of Kentucky campus. Glad to be here. Welcome.
Thank you, Dr. Bauer. All right. So I know we probably have a blend of folks on our call today. These certificate programs are open to people from a variety of backgrounds and disciplines, and we'll touch on that in just a minute. But I realize that we also likely have some University of Kentucky staff represented here on the call as well. Just in case anyone is not familiar with who we are and what we do at the Human Development Institute, we are part of a national network of centers called UCEDS. That stands for University Center for Excellence in Developmental Disability. So we are the UCED for the state of Kentucky. We provide disability-related teaching, training, research, advocacy, and a few direct service programs to Kentuckians with disabilities all across the state. Our mission is to advance efforts that build inclusive communities, address inequities, and improve the lives of people who experience disability across the lifespan. So we are housed here at the University of Kentucky. We're not a degree granting unit, we're kind of uniquely situated to work with folks who are based in other degree programs across the university. All right, so today we're going to talk about 2 different certificate programs that we offer at the Human Development Institute. We will be having an additional open house, same day and time, but next week, so on October 30th, about our LEND program, which is not actually a certificate, but is our Leadership Education and Neurodevelopmental Disabilities program. So if anyone is interested, I'd encourage you to attend that session as well. Today, though, we'll be focusing on our undergraduate certificate in universal design, as well as our graduate certificate in developmental disabilities. So I'll start by talking about our undergraduate certificate, and then Dr. Bauer will handle our discussion of the graduate certificate. So our undergrad certificate in universal design is offered as a partnership between the UK Human Development Institute and the UK College of Design. In this program, students learn about a broad set of strategies that promote inclusion and participation of all people. This program is actually open to all students. So it is undergraduate level. You would not obtain graduate level credit for participating in this program. So if you're an existing undergraduate student, if you are a post-bac student, if you are a non-degree seeking student, you are welcome to enroll in this universal design certificate program. This one is widely taken advantage of by Human Development Institute and more broadly, University of Kentucky staff members. All right, don't want me to move forward. There we go. All right, so when we talk about universal design, What we mean is design that's intended to be accessible by the broadest array of users without special adaptation or specialized design. So these principles of universal design come into play when we talk about designing products, environments, operational systems, services. We talk about universal design for learning, so in the classroom setting. We talk about it in product design. We talk about it in healthcare and mental health care. Universal design is just that. These are universal strategies for making sure that our systems and our services and our products can be used by all people. So while we often discuss disability when we're having conversations about universal design, universally designed products and services are products and services that are most useful to everyone, not just people with disabilities. All right, so to talk a little bit about the expectations of folks who complete the certificate, you are just required to actively participate and complete the Universal Design Certificate's required courses. And this certificate program, I think I have a slide about it, is open to students, again, from a variety of disciplines across the university. So I know we have at least a couple of social work folks represented here. I'm a social worker by training, and universal design is absolutely applicable to social work. As I mentioned, we are partnered with the College of Design to offer this particular certificate, and we do talk about universal design in product development and in the built environment. So this is going to be relevant to our design folks as well. We talk about universal design for learning, so relevant to our folks in education. Truly, this is a certificate program where if you are interested in serving as many people as possible in your discipline, there could be something for you. So I want to talk a little about the courses that are required in the certificate program. Our students will complete 12 hours, which consists of 4 classes across 3 to 4 semesters. So you have a little bit of flexibility in when you take some of these courses. The first course, HDI 350, is an introductory course to universal design. So this is where we're talking about that broad range of what UD can look like. Everything from that education perspective to healthcare to product design to mental health services and more. That class is offered in the fall semester. Right now, it takes place on Thursdays from 2 p.m. to 4:30 p.m., so it is a synchronous course. It can be attended virtually, though. So many of our students will take advantage of that virtual attendance option. You do not have to live in the state of Kentucky to participate in that program, as long as you're able to join that class synchronously. The HDI 350 course can also be taken as an elective class. So if you've joined our presentation today, or if you're watching the recording and you're interested in universal design, but not quite sure that you want to commit to this entire certificate program, you are welcome to enroll in HDI 350 as an elective course. The next course in the certificate is HDI 400. That is our first of the 2 universal design practicums that will be completed for the certificate program. So the HDI 400 Universal Design Practicum is designed for students to complete 104 hours across the course of the semester in a UD-related practicum of their choosing. And we have lots of flexibility in what that looks like. So students are able to kind of craft that practicum experience around their interests, around their area of study, and to really find something that's meaningful to them and to their future career path. We're happy to discuss practicum opportunities with students and to provide some examples too, if that's helpful. Students will also take HDI 500, which is the second of the 2 practicum courses for the Universal Design Certificate. That class also requires students to complete 104 practicum hours for the semester. That class is offered spring and fall semesters. So what most frequently happens is students will take 350 in the fall, 400 in the spring, and then 500 that following fall. Students will also take an elective from our long list of pre-approved elective courses. And those electives can be online if you prefer. They can be in-person classes and they can be taken any semester. We're happy to share that elective list with anyone who may be interested in completing this certificate program. All right. So I already mentioned that HDI 350 takes place on Thursdays from 2 to 4:30. The practicum classes do have a synchronous meeting component, but we actually only meet once per month, and that is via Zoom. So we will typically reach out to our students at the beginning of each of those semesters and find times that work well for all of the students who are enrolled in that class. And so these do not occur at set days and times. We will make sure that we are working with you and your schedule to set up those synchronous meetings once per month. All right, I think we already touched on most of this, but again, the certificate is open to just about everyone at the University of Kentucky. It is often taken advantage of by staff, and with both this certificate and our developmental disabilities certificate, UK staff are welcome to use the employee tuition credit, which Dr. Bauer and I can talk with you about in more detail if needed. But that's a really nice benefit that can pay for these certificate programs if you're an interested staff member. All right. So our application for this certificate program is quite simple. If you are currently attending the University of Kentucky, all you need to do is sign up for HDI 350 in the fall 2025 semester and add the certificate program in the GPS system. So your advisor can easily help you do that. But if you have questions, I'm more than happy to answer them. But it's very simple. If you are not a current University of Kentucky student, then we do ask that you submit a 500-word personal statement about why you would like to obtain a certificate in universal design, as well as 2 letters of recommendation. All right. So before we move into our discussion on the developmental disabilities certificate, are there any questions about our universal design certificate?
Oh, hi, Rachel. What is the total cost for the certificate for someone, say, who does not work for UK? What's the out-of-pocket total cost?
That is a wonderful question. I would
Uh,
need to do some quick calculations and get back to you, Paula.
okay.
Dr. Bauer may know, but if he doesn't, if you don't mind putting your email address in the chat or even
hmm
private messaging it to me,
Okay,
um,
I'll put it in the chat.
okay. I will look that up and send that to you. I know that the tuition cost sometimes changes year to year, and
Mhm.
I don't want to give you a wrong answer. So
Oh, that's fine.
I'm more than happy to find that for you and to shoot you an email with the cost.
Mhm.
You may have covered this before I jumped in. I had another meeting. Um, what is the deadline for applying for the Universal Design Certificate?
That's a great question. So historically, we have allowed students to apply for this certificate program all the way up until the start of the fall semester. Um, I think our plan is to continue to do that. So they've got quite a bit of time to apply for this certificate program. However, certainly earlier is better, especially if we have someone who is maybe a University of Kentucky staff member or they're working professionally in the field and they would need help getting like enrolled as a UK student. In that case, you would be bound by whenever the undergraduate admissions application deadline is, because you would need to apply for these programs. But for existing students, they can actually enroll in the certificate all the way up until when the fall semester starts. Does that make
I,
sense?
yeah, and I think you may have inadvertently answered my next question, which was, do you have to enroll as a student in the university if you're a staff member?
You do, yes. Any other questions? And I saw that there was another chat. Yes, Shannon, I'm happy to send the cost to you as well. Okay. Well, we'll leave some time at the end for questions too. But with that, I will go ahead and turn it over to Dr. Bauer.
Thank you, Dr. Womack. We have a graduate certificate in developmental disabilities. The Human Development Institute offers a graduate certificate in developmental disabilities. The certificate prepares professionals from a broad range of disciplines to provide services and supports for people with developmental disabilities and their families. The coursework emphasizes the lifespan from an interdisciplinary perspective, and students will conduct a research project, participate in a practicum, and work with individuals with disabilities and their families. This next slide touches on expectations for the graduate certificate in developmental disabilities. Students are expected to actively participate and complete the required courses. Students conduct a research project. They also conduct a leadership project. And they participate in a practicum and work with individuals with developmental disabilities and their families. This next slide focuses on the course curriculum. HDI 600 is our fall course. This course is taught in a seminar format, taught by faculty leaders across the University of Kentucky, as well as leaders across the state of Kentucky. HDI 600 also includes the development of a research proposal. HDI 602 is our spring course. HDI 603 is the practicum course. We will say more about practicum on the next slide. And HDI 604 is the leadership course. It's possible to finish that course during the summer. We have an elective. HDI 601 is a practicum, can be used as an elective. It is an elective that is customized to your own interest and enhances your knowledge related to the graduate certificate. An elective course outside of your own department should be a meaningful course related to the graduate certificate in developmental disabilities. This next slide focuses on the practicum course and the graduate certificate practicum course. The practicum course is designed to provide, in short, designed to provide students with a hands-on experience working with people with disabilities. Students must participate in a fieldwork experience in an agency or other approved setting for 120 hours. The practicum coordinator will coordinate field placements and provide advisement as to potential field sites based upon student interests. Students log their hours and provide this log as documentation for participation. And students have completed a wide range of practicums. We will cover just a few of those practicums on the next slides, starting with the Independence Place. Independent Place is a center for independent living, promotes peer support, self-determination, equal access, and individual and system advocacy. Independence Place is located here in Lexington, near Harrodsburg Road and New Circle Road. There are also centers for independent living in Louisville. It's referred to as the Center for Accessible Living, also known as CAL, the Center for Accessible Living. There's also a Center for Independent Living in Murray, Kentucky, Bowling Green, and there is one in Eastern Kentucky in Hazard, Kentucky. It's called the Disability Resource Center. The next practicum opportunity I would like to mention is the HDI Center for Assistive Technology Services, CATS. The Center for Assistive Technology Services serves Lexington and the surrounding region. Assistive technology is any item or piece of equipment, both low-tech and high-tech, used to improve and or maintain independence in the home, at work, school, or play. The HDI CATS Center has a lending library of assistive technology devices for checkout. HDI CATS is in Lexington, located at 2358 Nicholasville Road near Trader Joe's. This next practicum opportunity is with therapeutic recreation. Therapeutic recreation programming is available through Lexington's Parks and Recreation. Benefits of therapeutic recreation programs include developing trust and social skills, meeting new people and decreasing loneliness, gaining life skills for increased independence, and exploring the community. Their location is at the Lexington Park and Rec's Dunbar office on North Upper Street, which is about 2 miles from campus. These are just a few of the many practicum sites we have available for the graduate certificate. The next slide focuses on eligibility. Who is eligible to take the certificate? Students, staff, and professionals from all disciplines and majors are welcome to join us and to take the graduate certificate. Graduate students or post-baccalaureate students who have completed UK's graduate school admission application are also eligible and welcome to join us. This next slide focuses on application materials. What application materials are required? First one is a scholarly writing sample. Second is a 500-word personal statement indicating why you would like to attain the graduate certificate in developmental disabilities. We also ask for a current resume or vita, not a currently attending UK, 2 letters of recommendation, and a completed graduate certificate application. Students, we find that students are inspired and enthusiastic in the graduate certificate in developmental disabilities program as it enhances their graduate program and the degree they are seeking. We find that students become ambassadors for the Human Development Institute once they've received the graduate certificate in developmental disabilities. I believe the next slide focuses on, may ask about questions that you may have. What are some questions you have about the graduate certificate in developmental disabilities?
I have one. So you apply to the graduate school and then you apply again into the certificate.
So if
Yes.
yes,
Go ahead, Dr. Womack.
you're already or you will be a graduate student, right, Emerson? I know we've talked with you
Yes.
before. Okay.
Yes, yeah.
So once if you are a current graduate student, you will still need for the graduate certificate to go into that graduate admissions portal and to fill out an application specifically for the graduate certificate in developmental disabilities. So yes, to answer your question, it is a separate application. And that's where you would add your application materials. So the things that Dr. Bauer mentioned right here, the scholarly writing sample, the personal statement, etc. We've had some people have trouble uploading those into their application, so you're also more than welcome to email those materials to us directly if you would like. But either way, we have to be able to approve you in that graduate admissions system and to receive these application materials in some way, if that makes sense.
For sure. Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other? Yeah.
Questions, or comments?
I do really want to point out the interdisciplinary nature of both of these certificates as such a strength of these programs. So these are one of the few opportunities that our students have to work with people who are outside of their degree programs. In the graduate certificate in developmental disabilities, for example, those students are often taking classes alongside our LIN trainees who may be physical therapy students, social work students, occupational therapy students, psychology students, special education. And it's really one of those rare opportunities to collaborate with folks who are not in your discipline. We very much value that interdisciplinary collaboration piece. And I think that's one of the things that's unique about these certificate programs, especially since we don't have any students who are, designated HDI students for their degree programs. And one other thing that I will mention, because I know sometimes the practicum requirements can feel a little bit daunting to people. We are as flexible with those as we can be. So if you are, for example, and I keep going back to social work because that's the discipline that my training and my degrees are in, but if you are a social work student who is completing social work practicums for your degree program, if you are completing those practicums in a disability-related setting, we can typically allow you to use that toward your HDI certificate practicum credit. So you're not necessarily taking a brand new practicum. The same thing is true with our universal design certificate. If those students are in some sort of practicum or internship experience that is related to universal design, we can often allow those students to count at least some of those hours toward the practicum requirement. Right. Well, we wrapped up a little more quickly than we planned to, but we had kind of a small group tonight, and that is absolutely okay. If anyone would like a copy of this recording, a copy of our slides, or financial information around these certificates and has not already dropped their email address in the chat, if you will please do that, I will make sure that we get this information over to you once tonight's program is complete. We will also be holding another open house for both our certificates and our LEND program in the spring semester. So if you know folks who are interested but who weren't able to attend tonight, they can certainly attend our spring open house as well. All right. Okay. Well, thank you so much, everyone, for joining and for your interest in the certificate programs at the Human Development Institute. I'm going to put my email address in the chat right now. And if you think of anything else after we get off the call tonight, you are more than welcome to reach out to me. There you go. All right. I'm going to stop sharing and stop the recording. If I can find that button.